Got it.
And thought she seemed nice, and little did I know.
Yeah. We got the body language experts analyzing this right now. How quickly do you...
Don't touch me.
Blake Lively just hit the self-destruct button, and the fallout has been nothing short of nuclear. What started as a quiet legal complaint has exploded into an international scandal. We're talking subpoenas flying, public backlash going viral, and a PR disaster that's torpedoing one of the most polished celebrity brands in Hollywood. For years, Blake was untouchable. The charming actress, the savvy entrepreneur, the elegant face of designer campaigns. But one courtroom meltdown later, and the internet's watching her empire crumble in real time. If you think this is just celebrity gossip, think again. This is a cautionary tale for the digital age, and Blake Lively just became the example nobody wanted to set. It was supposed to be simple. July 17th, Blake's long-awaited deposition, her chance to finally speak under oath, her chance to set the record straight. But just hours before it was set to begin, she bailed. And not for the first time. She had already postponed in June, claiming personal safety concerns. This time, she said she didn't feel safe around Baldoni's legal team. A curious claim, coming from someone who's built her life walking red carpets, hosting the Met Gala, and starring in major Hollywood productions. Her legal team had already flown into New York. The judge had cleared the day. Witnesses were lined up, and yet she ghosted. Again. In public. No closed-door postponement, no last-minute illness. Just another dramatic no-show. And here's the irony. Blake has spent months demanding transparency, talking about truth and justice. But when it came time to walk into a room and answer a few questions, she vanished like a Tinder date who forgot you existed. But if that were the worst of it, maybe this would have stayed a minor PR hiccup. It wasn't. Because the same day she claimed to be harassed on set, May 23, 2025, Blake Lively sent Justin Baldoni a text message. In it, she told him he was terrific. She said, "I'm proud of everything we did today. No sign of discomfort. No indication that something traumatic had occurred. Just warmth, encouragement, and zero tension." She might as well have attached a heart emoji. That alone would have been enough to poke holes in her narrative. But then came the video. Behind-the-scenes footage from that very same day surfaced. It showed Blake and Baldoni dancing, laughing, enjoying themselves. Not forced, not awkward. Natural chemistry between two coworkers. No sign that anything was wrong. Critics immediately pounced. Legal analysts called it the smoking gun that shattered her credibility. The woman claiming trauma was on tape acting like everything was fine, and she handed it to the opposition herself. You'd think that kind of exposure would prompt some humility, a pause, a regrouping. But instead, Blake went on the offensive. Hard. She didn't just go after Baldoni anymore. She began subpoenaing creators. Over 35 subpoenas were sent out. 15 YouTubers, 20 ex-users, podcasters, commentators, most of them small, independent creators, some with under 20,000 followers, some weren't monetized, some didn't even run ads. One creator, The Spiritual Shift, was a licensed attorney who said she's never earned a cent from her coverage. No sponsors, no merch, no PayPal links, just vibes. And Blake's team decided she was a threat worth legally hunting down. Even worse, some of those subpoenas were sent after the legal objection deadlines had passed, meaning these creators had no chance to defend themselves. No legal recourse, just a knock on the door from Blake Lively's legal war machine. PR expert Eric Schiffer called it nuclear overkill. He said it made Blake look like a toxic diva mugging the First Amendment. And that might actually be putting it nicely. And then came the Jed Wallace twist. For 7 long, expensive months, Blake Lively tried to convince the court that Jed, a PR executive, was running a smear campaign. She painted him as the puppet master behind anonymous bots and viral hate. There was just one problem. She never had proof. Not even a fake screenshot, no emails, no digital trail, just theories. Judge Louis Lyman had enough. He dismissed Jed from the case, with prejudice, meaning Blake can't refile the same claims in New York. If she wants to keep chasing him, she has to move the case to Texas, where Jed lives. That means hiring new lawyers, starting from scratch, and praying another judge entertains her theory. Spoiler alert, they probably won't. With every legal twist, Blake's public image kept eroding. Once upon a time, she was rom-com royalty, the effortlessly charming fashion icon, the relatable girl next door. But as her case unraveled, so did her brand. Media outlets that once praised her began turning. The Daily Mail called it a full-blown PR disaster. Radar Online labeled her behavior pure harassment. Influencers began mocking her on TikTok. Reddit turned ice cold. Twitter, practically deserted. Suddenly, the woman who used to trend for her outfits was trending for her lawsuits. Her brand wasn't just tarnished, it was radioactive. What made it worse was the hypocrisy. Months before this meltdown, Blake gave interviews about women's voices, empowerment, and standing up against systemic harm. But now she's using her wealth to subpoena female creators, many of whom were just reading public documents and offering opinions. She wasn't protecting herself. She was punishing dissent. She demanded creators hand over their PayPal records, IP addresses, email logins, and even banking info. For what? For talking about her. For making commentary videos. For using information that was already public. That's not feminism. That's fear in designer heels. And then there's the money. Blake claims Baldoni's alleged smear campaign ruined her haircare brand, Blake Brown. Estimated loss? $56 to $70 million. A massive financial hit. But here's the thing. She refused to provide financial records to prove it. No balance sheets. No revenue charts. No hard data. Just a number. And at the exact same time she was claiming financial ruin, she was starring in and executive producing It Ends With Us, a movie that performed well at the box office. Critics reviewed it. Fans watched it. Her face was all over the marketing. If your public image was supposedly shattered, how did that happen? You can't claim to be both a destroyed victim and a box office queen in the same breath. You've got to pick a lane. Judge Lyman isn't playing games. After months of delays and drama, he finally snapped. When Blake's team asked for more time during her deposition, Lyman flat out denied it. Federal law gives you 7 hours. That's it. This isn't a Hollywood movie shoot. This is a legal proceeding. He even fired back with one of the most iconic lines in this entire case: celebrity can be fleeting. Translation: stop acting like fame gives you a pass. He called the case Goliath versus Goliath 2. Two powerful figures duking it out. No sympathy for either side. Just a judge trying to hold it together while a media storm raged outside the courtroom. And while the court rolled its eyes, the internet sharpened its knives. Every creator who Blake tried to silence, their channels blew up. Subscriber counts skyrocketed. Engagement went through the roof. Their videos are going viral, and their audiences are rallying behind them. Even creators who weren't subpoenaed started weighing in, fueling the backlash, spreading the receipts, and dragging Blake's decisions into the spotlight. What Blake tried to suppress has now become a digital revolution. Her lawsuit didn't silence critics, it amplified them. And the damage she caused? It's not just personal, it's cultural. Blake Lively didn't just fumble a lawsuit. She detonated her own brand. She tried to cloak herself in victimhood while weaponizing the legal system against everyday people. She tried to control the narrative by suppressing speech. And now, she's become the poster child for celebrity meltdown. From Vogue covers to subpoenas, from Brunch with Taylor Swift to dragging hobby podcasters into court. This isn't a redemption arc, it's a cautionary tale. And the final irony? Every step she's taken has made her critics stronger, made her doubters louder, made the world less forgiving. The court is tired, the public is fed up, and the internet never forgets. Blake Lively didn't just lose control, she handed it over, gift-wrapped to the very people she tried to silence.